Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Today it's really cold outside. In fact, I even saw a few snow flurries coming down earlier, and I thought it would be the perfect time to do a little bit more pantry cooking and make a broccoli cheddar soup. The ingredients that we're going to need are a 2-pound bag of frozen broccoli, 4 cups of chicken broth, 1 1/4 cup of milk, 1 1/4 cups of heavy cream, 1 small onion chopped up, 8 ounces of a sharp cheddar cheese. We're going to need 1/4 cup of flour, and we're going to need some butter that's been divided into 1/4 cup as well as 1 tablespoon. And those are all the ingredients we're going to need, other than a little bit of salt and pepper here in a little bit. So right now, let me get you moved over to my stove, and we'll go ahead and start getting the butter melted and the onions sauteed. Alright guys, I've got you over at my stove, and I'm going to go ahead and start by melting our 1 tablespoon of butter. My pan is already hot, so it shouldn't take very long for this. So now that our butter is melted, I'm going to go ahead and add in all of my onions. And I'm going to saute these for about 3 to 5 minutes, or until they have started to soften, but I don't want them to turn brown. Alright guys, our onions have already started to turn a little bit translucent, so I'm going to go ahead and add in our 1/4 cup of butter and get this to start melting down. And while we're waiting on this, I would like to remind you of the Gamers and Geeks playlist that JPK Death and I have going on our channels. If you guys would like to be a part of it, it's really easy. It is a community-driven playlist made up of you, our friends and YouTube family. And all you have to do to get on it is to go out and make a cooking video. And once you've done that, post it to your channel and let either JPK or I know, either in the comments section of our latest cooking videos, or if you're a part of our Discord servers, you can let us know over there as well. Alright guys, our butter is melted, and now all I'm going to do is add in my 1/4 cup of flour, and we're going to stir this together to make a roux and allow it to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes until we get that raw flour taste cooked out of it. And you're going to want to keep stirring it at this point just so that it doesn't burn. Alright guys, it has been 3 minutes since I put the flour in, and now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my chicken broth, and you want to keep stirring while you add this so that you don't end up with any lumps. There we go. And if you need to, you can move over to a whisk to help with this part. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and add in the whole 4 cups of chicken broth. And I'm also going to start adding in my milk as well. As well as our heavy cream. Alright guys, and now that this has warmed up a little bit, I'm going to drop my heat down to low. I'm going to go ahead and cover it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Now I will come over here and stir it every once in a while just to make sure that the flour hasn't started to settle at the bottom. And I don't want it to burn, so by coming over and stirring, I'm going to prevent that from happening. So I will see you guys in about 20 minutes. Alright guys, I've been letting this simmer for about 20 minutes. And it started to thicken up a little bit, which is what we want. And now it's time to go ahead and add in our broccoli. I'm going to go ahead and add in the whole 2-pound bag. There we go. And I'm just going to stir this in, and then we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. And this is to taste. Add as much salt or pepper as you like. And just remember, we are going to be adding some cheese into this a little bit later, which I find to be salty all on its own. So I tend to use a little bit less salt right now at this point. and I can always add it in again later if I need more. So I've got my pepper in, and let me go ahead and add in 2 nice little pinches of salt, and that is going to be good. And I'm going to keep this on low and allow it to simmer for 30 to 35 minutes until our broccoli is warmed all the way through and it started to thicken up just a little bit more. So I will see you when it reaches that point. Alright guys, our soup has been simmering for about 30 minutes, and I went ahead and turned the heat off because now I need to puree it with my immersion blender. If you do not have an immersion blender, you can use a regular blender. Just do it in small batches and be careful not to burn yourself. So let me go ahead and get this pureed smooth, and we will move on with the next step. Alright guys, I think I've got that pretty well blended smooth. So let me go ahead and remove this out of our way. There we go. And now all we're going to do is slowly start adding our cheese in. And you want to do this just a little bit at a time. Make sure you get it well incorporated before you add any more. That way you know that it's been thoroughly melted in. It is super cold outside today, and this smells so good. I cannot wait to dive into a nice bowl of it. So let me continue getting all this stirred in. Now, if you wanted to have a little bit of a chunkier soup, you could leave a little bit of your broccoli florets, either chopped up or whole in it. I do sometimes make it that way, but on this occasion I decided I kind of wanted like a cream of broccoli soup. And I think that is going to be the end of our cheese. And I think I have that all well stirred in. There are still a few chunks here and there, but those are going to be fine. I do want to go ahead and test it for seasoning right now. And that is pretty good, but it does need a little bit more black pepper, and it definitely needs some salt. There we go. Alright guys, so at this point all I'm going to do is turn my stove back on and let this simmer for an additional 10 minutes. And then the next time I see you, we'll have had it plated up, and we're going to give it a final taste and see what we really think about this. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, our broccoli cheddar soup is done, and I simply topped it with a little bit of more cheddar cheese, as well as some sliced green onions, and I'm going to be serving it with some homemade breadsticks that I made earlier today. So let's get in here and give it a taste and see what we think about the final dish. Get a little bit of that onion on it. This is so good. I love how creamy it is. And I like using the heavy cream in this over using a half and half. It makes it so much richer and better tasting. And then let's try it with our breadstick. The breadsticks are definitely the way to go with this, but if you don't feel like making them, some nice crackers would be really good with this as well. But I think that is going to be it from me for today. If you guys like this video, leave me a comment down below. Remember to check out the Gamers and Geeks playlist, as well as some of my other cooking playlists. As always, I will leave links down in the description to them. But for now, thank you all so very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.